Shoot, it's that. I'm
Laptop dead?
Oh, yeah.
Alright, yo.
Get rid of my mic. Get rid of my
Oh, I think it's dead.
Yo, we here, baby. It's that deep theory experience. Deep. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we live, girl. Back here. Joking. But man, it's a big episode today. Happy that you guys are here. It's your boy JB2, and I'm here with my Padres. You know what I'm saying? To my right
Mr. Embrack in the building.
Yeah, D.Mac in the building. And in the front, I got to my left the beautiful
Dian.
Oh, say it like that. And in the middle, we got the beautiful
Mandisa.
Jeez.
The
God
sunflower.
Damn. And to my right, I got the beautiful
Natty.
Jeez. I should show this. And then to my far right, last but not least, I got my boy
Jordan.
That's it? What happened to the whole promotion?
Sorry, Jordan.
The last 3 episodes.
Yeah.
Jordan.
J.North.
J.North.
Jordan, aka J.North, gonna do. I got my beautiful daughter, Janaea.
Shout out to Janaea.
What's your name? Don't be shy. What's your name? What's your name? She'll warm up eventually, guys.
That's cool. So how you guys feeling today, man? How's the drive here?
Happy Sunday, guys.
Happy Sunday. How was church?
It was amazing. I got to take my mom to lunch afterwards. It was
That's how you're feeling? Where's my invite?
blessed and highly favored. That's all I got to say.
Amen to that. So
Shout out to moms.
shout out to moms. Shout out to all the moms, you know?
All day.
You know, even the moms that are present, you know?
Yo, fam, I woke up this morning, dog. I was so lit, bro.
Thank you for pointing that out. Yes.
My ass was still lit this morning, dog. I woke up at like 8 something. I was like, I'm still lit, dog.
Still wavy.
Really?
I was still lit, dog.
You
No
sound like
way.
you're so lit still.
Yeah, how do you feel?
Nah.
I'm good. I'm Gucci. I'm hype. I'm tired.
I'm crystal clear, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, but I have to wake up Daryl. Let's just let me know still. Daryl,
What happened?
I have to call you today. You know what I'm saying? If I didn't call you, probably would have slept.
No, I had an alarm. It was gonna go off half an hour before.
Was it?
Yes.
Were you
woke me
gonna wake
from
up?
Before. Because I woke up at 10. I woke up at 10. Texted somebody very special to me.
Who's this?
Okay.
What?
How we're starting.
Mac, you got something special?
Yeah, somebody special, you know. I'm not trying to count too many. Yeah.
You're not trying to jinx it.
I'm not trying to jinx it, but you know, like marriage is in my scope.
Oh, shit.
Oh, he's gonna go Yu-Gi-Oh on them and hit her with the trap card.
Okay.
Not so fast, Well, man's our Pegasus out here. I have all the cards, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Okay. Well, I'm happy that you're happy, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Very happy.
You know?
What about you, man?
I'm just chilling, man.
Nice.
Coasting.
Man's a solo dolo
Yeah,
out
you
here.
know, I'm trying to be a lone wolf
Nothing
out
wrong
here.
with that.
Yeah, man.
You already know,
Team dark
baby.
skins out here, you know
All
what I'm saying?
day.
Lone wolf.
All day.
Queens and kings.
Sound like fear to me. That's all.
Fear what?
My whole well-being.
Yeah. Tell them again.
Fear.
Yeah.
I'm good to be the devil for today, you know. Bringing the controversy.
You're playing JoJo today, eh? Seth Rose?
Okay.
Alright, shout out to Seth Rose and Tech. Couldn't be here today, but
R.I.P. for today.
Alright. Okay, so I just wanted to touch base on like what you guys felt about that whole T.I. thing. Like, like I don't know if you guys heard about it. Like,
Can you refresh
Yeah,
my memory?
Are you
I
talking
didn't
about
get
how
the entire scope.
he got his
Yeah,
daughter
like
to
how-
delete the thing?
like when he follows his daughter to like that?
To the gynecologist?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
But
to
is
make
he
sure
in
she
the room?
has,
Yeah.
This is what
or
I'm
to
trying
make
to
sure she
understand.
has the hymens,
Yeah,
make sure
yeah,
she
yeah.
hasn't lost her virginity.
Yeah.
I smell fear.
That's crazy.
I think as a parent, you should do your due diligence to inform them the importance of protection when having sex and all of the repercussions from having sex.
True.
I mean, yes, it's a very bad feeling.
Don't worry, she doesn't repeat stuff.
It feels good, but there's other stuff that come from it. Children, yes, are a blessing, and then there's also the not so positive side to it, whereas the disease, and these things are really life-threatening. And being a young person at one point, you feel like, oh, that will never happen to me. But then once you've been around for a while and you start seeing people around you are dropping dead like flies, you gotta start.
Okay, let me ask this. Do you feel like it should be a collaborative thing? Like the mother should be involved in that decision for the father to do what he's doing? Or do you feel like the
But that's
father...
the thing, we don't know if the mother is
That's what I'm
involved.
saying. I don't even know still, yeah.
I think that both parents should be on the same page, even if one is more active than the other. Usually that's a woman's field of expertise.
Yeah.
So usually the man would just be like, listen, you deliver the story and I'll back it up with a shotgun, yeah. Every time you say something, I'll just load the shotgun.
Yeah.
Let it go so she gets the message. But I think whatever the decision is, parents should both be on the same page. But after a certain age, you should give that child some trust. You know what I'm saying?
True.
You gotta, because the more sneaky or the more you try to preserve them, the more they want to lash out and find out what is it, why I can't.
Yeah.
It's like telling a baby no all the time. No, you can't touch this. And then it's just like,
You're gonna want to do it.
they're going to want to do it. They want to know.
You want something you can have least of.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, you know what I mean? Like, especially me being a parent and all that. I always make jokes saying like, yo, you can't have a boyfriend till this age and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
But the reality is I know like, she's gonna be peer pressure, it's gonna be all that, but all... Hold on. What did you say about boyfriends the other day? In the mic, say it.
Good job, Cosby. Good job.
They're what?
Disgusting.
That's my girl. But and like that's the thing. It's like all you could really do is just mold them and prepare them, and and like when they go through certain situations, like of course, I'm actually looking forward to like Janae's heart getting broken for the first time and all that shit. So I can be like, fuck, now I gotta do my job. You know what I mean? So
You can be involved, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Like I'm not at the end of the day. Like don't get me wrong. Like I always say, like I definitely want to pull a Bad Boys 2 on it.
That'd be pretty sick.
You know, like I really do. I always say I can't wait. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I'll be like, I'll just, like I said, all I can do is just mold her and try and prepare her for what is gonna come. You know what I mean? And like, and just be her support system. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I know she's gonna get to that age where she wants to date. I understand she's gonna get that.
Good job, man. Good job.
I'm adopting air deck.
So yeah, like that's the thing. It's like, you just gotta let them be them, you know what I mean? All you can do is just mold them and guide them. At the end of the day, it's up to them what they do, you know?
It sounds like a bittersweet feeling, though.
It is, but like I said, man, I have siblings too. Like I could tell my siblings, like, especially Anika, I could tell her, don't do this,
I know.
So, it's up to them at the end of the day. You can only control them for a certain time, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but like hopefully they don't like wild out. But I mean, you as a parent or whatever, you gotta prepare for that regardless.
I think also.
Oh, my
That's
apologies.
okay.
My
I
apologies.
think also like as a parent, I'm not a parent, but I just think like in a general sense, you have to have faith that you've instilled certain values and certain things into your children, and then trust that they will make the right decisions based on what you kind of taught them and how you trained them. So.
But I also think. Oh, sorry.
No, go on. Ladies have to speak first in this podcast.
Gosh.
This is our first ladies edition, so
Exactly.
take the mic.
But I think part of it is like you can't just tell the person no and not give them a reason or something behind that so they understand your state of mind and why that's going to be beneficial to them. Because if you just tell me no, I'm just going to be like, why?
Yeah, that's true.
I won't learn anything from it. So I want to
You want to understand both sides.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
I feel
I know you wanted to say something, man. Just
say it.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, like,
Ask
when it comes to like the flip side of what T.I. was doing, like, I mean, it's one thing to tell your child, okay, don't do this. And if you have a reasoning behind it, you can tell them. But what happens when you know that they messed up and they did something that you said not to do? Is there a repercussion? Why are you going to these lengths?
Sure, that's a good question.
Like, is there some sort of repercussion? Is there, like, are you gonna stop doing something for her? Like, what's
like at that point, it's either he's gonna disown her or like, you know what I mean? It almost feels like that extent.
What if she wants to come around and say I'm ready? Like, and she didn't tell him. Like, what? You wanted to watch that too? Like, come on, you gotta let them have.
Or it's like he remembers what he was like back in the day.
Yeah. I mean, every dog has its day. People have their experience, but everyone's entitled to it. And don't forget, good and bad experiences is what molds you.
Yeah.
And you won't just be molded with good experiences. Bad experiences what teaches you what to avoid in the future. It's how you use those experiences to evolve to a better person. And if you're not using those experiences, good and bad, to help you do better, and you keep falling into the same situation, then that's on you. But that should be that person to experience that, not their dad behind them saying, I told you so, I told you so, and then, you know, they're also experiencing whatever else. I think they gotta give them some confidence and allow them to take life in their own hands, just a little bit.
As a man, if I were to tell my daughter that, then unfortunately, like if I was T.I., like I would be looking at the physical instead of like the heart, because I'm so concerned about hymen that I'm not thinking about her choices down the road. Right? Just because she has her hymen intact doesn't mean that. Just from the last podcast, how Mandisa was talking about the heart of she knows the heart of her man, like, or that person who she was talking about. My apologies, maybe not her man, whoever she was talking about.
The person, the guy, the guy.
That's my fault. That's my fault. That's my fault. I'm relationship bound, so
no cap.
So, but that person, right? Like they could just be fiending for one thing, and then you're stopping that person from experiencing things, and then like lo and behold, they turn into something that you were trying to stop.
Yeah. I think also he's trying to protect her from having sex, but like there are other things to be fearful of when you have a female child. Like she could be with an abuser. How are you keeping her from that? Things like that. How are you keeping her from somebody that's going to influence her to do some kind of drug that she might get addicted to? You know, like she could be a virgin and be addicted to heroin, let's say. Like how are you protecting her from that? So I think he needs to think about that, or that's something that needs to be considered as well. Like it's not just sex that's the enemy.
Yeah,
quote unquote.
That's true.
Yeah.
Also, I wanted to mention, like, there's so many other ways that a person is having sex these days. You know what I'm saying? So she could be abusing other areas if she wanted to. Like, how are you going to be there to regulate all of those things? So I just think you should focus on the message as opposed to just trying to instill fear into these kids' heart with, you know, trying to be there for doctor checkups and whatnot.
That's just creepy.
It is. It's
I
weird.
just couldn't picture it. Like I wouldn't even want my mom in the room, let alone my father.
For what?
For my
For
checkup.
the checkup.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't
Would
mind
you
it.
want
I
your
have a
mom
very
like
open
going
relationship with my
I
mom.
mean, she's a female, so I feel like you guys would feel more comfortable because she can relate.
I
That's still your
yeah,
parents,
but
Like I get it, but like you want your mom to know your private business?
Nah, but like, I mean,
It's the same thing.
I mean,
It's the same
at like
thing.
14, like I'm not.
You want
gonna,
your
like,
dad to know your private business?
Yeah,
But
but
I'm
even at
saying, like,
14, you have your own room for a reason. You know, like.
Yeah, but like,
You have a legal
if
right
like,
over
there's
your
have
children
something wrong with me,
after a
they're gonna want to know.
So
I
they
mean-
have a right to know.
Okay, but if it's just an
legally,
annual checkup,
I think part of it also is like, again, I go back to like the way you were brought up. Like I'm very close to my mom, so I wouldn't care. But I could see that being very awkward, very awkward, and be like,
Well, for me, yes.
can you not be in that room? Can we talk about this later? Like,
please.
I don't know. I think if you instill a very open communication with your children where they could come to you good or bad, then those things aren't awkward. Like, I remember my mom was very open about everything.
Shout out to my mama.
Yeah, like, you know, even the whole menstrual thing. Like, she was very informative on that. And I have to talk to her about all of those things, and including sex. So, I mean, it's not something that we just bring up at any point in day, but I know if I need to, it's not going to be an awkward thing.
That's good.
So that means they made it very comfortable for you.
Yeah.
And there's no buffer, it's just straight.
When they see you got a body, she like, listen, girl. Listen. Those old men trying to give you lollipops is not just
lollipops.
You know, when you develop very young, they gotta let you know what's up, what's coming ahead. So you know what's good.
So did you guys ever did you guys ever tell your guys' parents about your menstrual period?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
My mom gave me a heads up before.
Also,
because she and it runs in the family. You get it very early in my family. So she was like, listen, you play a lot of sports. Let me tell you, when you're in elementary school, you're gonna have the worst day of your life. And I was like, oh, true say. And it happened. And I literally was like, I got my bag. Like my mom prepared me, but I still hated every bit of it because I was like, it happened.
It was unexpected.
Yeah, it's one of those
you knew it was
things where
coming,
you're like, dang.
Now imagine a child that
didn't for the rest of your life.
Freaking out that they're bleeding, like I'm dying, running into the hallway.
I think you need to have that conversation, whether or not it's in elementary or high school. Have that conversation.
So it has to happen.
Life is happening with or without you, however you're ready.
Yeah.
You need to just be prepared.
For sure. Alright, I got another question for y'all.
Okay.
So the question is, what are some red flags you should look for in yourself before you enter the dating scene?
Oh man, straight up.
Lack of confidence.
Lack
of confidence.
Confidence is gonna be it. Yeah, confidence.
Lack of confidence.
Lack of confidence.
I cannot enter a relationship if I don't love myself.
Thank you. Preach. Thank you.
No.
That's big.
That's a no.
So let's run down some things how you know generally a woman loves themselves.
Knowing that it's okay to be different. You may not look like, you know, whatever you see on Instagram or whatever's out there, but just knowing that you have a lot more to offer than an hourglass shape, you know what I'm saying? Whatever you are excelling at or not excelling at least you have something to offer and you know that that's worth a lot. You know, I think you gotta find some self-worth and know that you have a lot more to offer than just a million likes on Instagram.
True that.
Yeah, Instagram is not.
I think also when you're comfortable with yourself, like being alone, then you know, okay, I can add someone else. And like I feel like for me, when I like my current boyfriend, he kind of came into my life when I was like, okay, you know what, I'm comfortable being alone. I've been single for however many years, and I wasn't really focused on a relationship or finding someone, and that's kind of when it happened. And then I was like, oh, okay, I guess I'm ready. So I think that is a big part of it as well. Yeah.
So do you feel like if you have that, like, are you gonna approach a man that you want to see?
Oh, you getting right into this topic.
For sure.
A bold female. You talking about a bold female?
Okay. Bold. You told me to bring it up.
I did tell you to bring it up. I'm not gonna lie. What I'm gonna ask you first is how you feel about a bold female. Are you gonna be offended?
Nah. Why not? Why am I gonna be offended?
Or intimidated? That's the better word that I want to use.
There's nothing more sexier than a strong woman coming to tell me like what it is.
But that's how you feel. That's not majority.
That's true.
Yo, if a man can't approach you or doesn't feel comfortable that you're comfortable with yourself, then he doesn't have confidence and you don't want him either.
But even the opposite, if you're approaching, mind you, this is not all females, but if there's a bold female approaching a man, you cannot tell me 9 times out of 10 the man's gonna be comfortable with that situation.
Okay, let me tell you, I've approached men several times. I don't feel any way about it,
I
don't feel no way.
But how does he feel?
It's either the question. Some of them are like, you know, whatever, and then some of them are like, I like this type of thing. So it really depends on the guy. People are in this frame of mind that like only women should be this and only men should be that. Yes. Where there's so many other things happening. So why can't you express the way you feel? Don't be standing there all shy and bashful, and this man could be the man of your dreams, and you're just gonna let it go by. And let me say something to guys: we wouldn't have to be so damn aggressive. You guys would just stand up and say something. Like you see them in the corner, just looking at you and look away. Look at. Say something. Like there's nothing more creepy than someone.
Whoa. I mean, that's true, but some of y'all are very ignorant sometimes.
Listen.
I'm not bashing all of y'all.
You know what?
Saying,
That
like,
is true.
There's a small
Y'all-
percentage.
I'm sorry.
Small. Small.
No.
There's a lot of people who are,
That's
I find most women that I've encountered have been more submissive / shy / kind of waiting for the guy to notice them.
Because that's what you're told you're supposed to.
Thank you. That's just a stigma. Like,
I know.
I'm just being real. Like,
No,
that's
and I appreciate that because this is what I see, right? But when a woman comes up to me, right,
Yeah.
and she comes up and says, "You're a beautiful man," that's actually the most like said thing to me. They never said I'm like cute. They say I'm beautiful, and I'm always like, why?
How do I take that?
I'm always like, why, right? I don't know why, but it's just the fact that like when women approach you, like you have to know yourself and your standards. Half the time it's people that I don't know or people that I don't find attractive, so I will turn them down as nicely as possible. But if it happens to be a woman of my type, then it's a go, right?
You know what? You said something very important. You turn them down very nicely, and I think that's one thing a lot of women do not know how to do. They just like, boy, please get out, or cut their eyes, and I don't know if that adds to making them feel better for the rest of the day. But there is something very sexy about just saying, you know what, thank you so much, you're very sweet, but I'm gonna pass. Thank you. Thank you, but no thank you. And you'll see how smoothly that day goes on. The guy, it will go from all right, fine, bitch. To all right, beautiful. Have a nice day.
Right.
So many times, you know.
But sometimes that's not always the case because
I know, because there's men and women.
there's some rude one, and all you gotta do is just blink.
Listen, let me tell you,
Lord, you got my back.
I've never been disrespected by telling someone, you know what, thank you, but no thank you.
Yeah, but not
But
everybody.
if it does happen, then give it to them.
Not everybody deals with rejection. Like,
that's
no,
true.
hard.
No, they don't. Yeah.
Some take it very deeply.
But I think that's why part of the reason why both genders fear sometimes to approach because of the fear of rejection. Because ultimately that's what you're trying to avoid. Especially if you actually aren't just trying to hit and you actually feel like
you missed.
But why do you have the fear of rejection if you have confidence? If you're confident, you know what? God said that's not for you.
That's part of it.
But then you know the type of person they are. If they fear rejection more than the goal at hand, then you kind of get a window into how they are as a person when it comes to jobs, when it comes to anything, just their timidness. You can see that.
That's true.
That's true still.
I mean, I don't know if I'm sliding in DMs. I'm gonna be dead ass. Maybe I can do it in person, but I don't think I can slide in
The
it.
slide in DMs in person?
No?
Oh, I've never done that.
None of y'all slid into no DMs?
No.
None of y'all.
No.
We're not thirsty like that now.
I've done it.
No.
No.
Is there a reason why though?
I just
It's just not your cup of tea?
Is it in you, or is it because you were told that wasn't ladylike?
no.
Like,
I
is it
just
part of your character?
it's not part of my character.
Okay.
Like, okay, is there a negative to why it's not your character?
You know what? I think there's usually to me when I hear sliding the DMs, it's never to get to know someone, to build a relationship. It's usually you're trying to
slide.
Trying to send some nasty pictures.
I don't want to give you the wrong.
But you will know. You will know by the conversation that you bring up, though.
I get that.
I mean, look, check my phone situation, right?
That's true.
You
You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Did you not see me? I'm looking at
yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
No, that's what?
And it was her. It was all her.
Yeah.
But that's the crazy
girl
part.
slide in my DMs. but on some real shit though, like I'm more like I've never slid in a girl's DMs at all. Like I've had like girls slid in my DMs where always like, I can flip your money fast. I'm like, oh, this bitch. You know what I mean? Like that type of girl slid in my DMs. You know what I mean? But it's like but other than that, like I'm more like I'd rather do it like old school. Like I'd rather be like face to face.
Yeah.
I mean like face to Janelle chill no. I'm like I'd rather be face to face and like do it like yo, hey Jordan, nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Yada yada yada. Can I get to know you? Whatever. You know what I mean? I'd rather do it that. Even like before, like I even hopped. I won't lie, I hopped on the Tinder Flex, and it was whack.
Can I ask you a question about Tinder? Sorry, Dian. Dian. Is Tinder more sexual based or is it like?
It could be both.
Is it more relationship?
It could be both, but like from what people are telling me, like yo, bare things, dog. You just, you know, and I'm like,
I've heard a lot of.
Yeah.
Honestly, that is the reason why
the one where you swipe?
I'm staying away.
I've been on it
With
for
that 10-foot
like
pole.
20 minutes and then I cut it off.
Like,
Uninstalled it. I'm like,
And then everyone else goes, okay, well instead you should do what's it, Bumble and Binge, Hinge.
Yeah.
Hinge is better than
Is
Tinder.
it?
For me,
I heard you have to pay for Hinge.
isn't it just the
No,
same
you have to
people?
pay for all of them.
Pay for all
Now
of
you have
them.
to pay.
But
That's
isn't
the
it the
thing.
same people
Like,
just
have
hopping
you
on
tried
each
Plenty
other?
of Fish? Oh my god.
I find it's different for Hinge though.
terrible.
Bumble and Hinge,
You
at
have
least
people
there's a
offering
dedicated.
me money for panties, like worn panties.
On where?
On Plenty of Fish, yeah.
wait, what?
Man, there's some weird
Plenty of Fish.
Oh, POF? Yeah.
Yeah, POF.
Saying
I was
you're on
I
that,
hopped
eh?
off quick.
I am not on that anymore. I'm
Not messing with
taken
that.
and I'm good. I'm great.
I'm not keeping it to yourself.
Yeah, just holding it down.
Yeah, fuck all them things, dog.
Wow.
I'd rather no real shit though, but like I'm just like because I had it and I'm just like I had it probably like 2 weeks, and I was just like yo, this is so waste. Like, you know what I mean, like, and then you have to pay to see like who likes you. And I remember seeing this like blobby thing. I'm like, ah shit.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, because it's censored, right?
yeah, and I'm like, I was just like, nah.
Oh, like it's Fizdale? Like you can't see
Yeah,
It
it.
says this person likes you,
The
but
only
it's
time
blocked
you can
out,
see it-
so you have to
So
pay.
it's like a clickbait.
Yeah.
It's a
The only
it's not
time-
a
it's
clickbait.
not a
It is a clickbait.
It is a
It is a
clickbait, yeah,
clickbait.
Yeah, but the only time
That's
you
how they
can
get your money.
see
Yep.
the
Oh,
only time you can see the person that liked you is if you
Yeah,
guys
it's
match.
if you pay, yeah.
Or if you pay, right?
Yeah,
And I was just
that's
like,
wild.
I saw the price line. I ain't paying for that shit.
Yeah, some of those prices are actually kind of hefty,
Yeah,
bro.
that's what I'm saying. Like,
they have a yearly term too, eh? Like, for some of them,
But like,
you
why?
pay for a
First of all,
year, bro.
why am I on that for a year?
Right?
That is very true.
Like, no,
See somebody's
That's
house.
what you gotta look at yourself then.
Like what?
You definitely gotta look at yourself.
No.
It should be like a month or maybe a month or two.
like 3 months tops.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Max.
That's it.
Well, that's how
But I was on
do
there for
that.
2 weeks and I was like, yeah, fuck that.
Because you should be doing both, going out and that.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I
Right.
do neither.
And that's the problem. That's the problem with today's day and age. You could do so like I won't even front. It's like, remember T.I. Wire back in the days?
Of course.
That shit was lit though.
Shout out to the
How?
origins.
Yo,
That was our Tinder,
With
dog.
all of the flags,
You know, the fact they're turned out.
mixed with it.
But some people be lying though.
Oh, for sure.
Super catfish.
But no, not even that, yo. Bare teams would line up niggas for that, dog.
Wow.
I remember my boy went to go check. Oh, I'm gonna go check the thing at Parliament Drive. Like, nigga, that's Regent. Nigga, that is Regent Park. Do not go over there. This is like when Regent Park was still fuck up. And he went and he got jacked.
Wow.
You know what I mean? But like, I met bare things off that. You know what I mean? So, but like that was the time. But it's like now, because you have so much access to this stuff now, it's like I don't want to say it's so much easier to get with people, but like it kind of is. But at the same time, it's like I feel like if you can't do that in person, then like the fact that you're relying on apps to do that is like it's kind of whack. Like me, I'd rather just, like I said, I'd rather just go.
I would say it's
What
whack.
about for the people that can't?
Exactly. That's
I get it.
That's
Like
what I'm saying.
that's just my personal opinion.
Your Friday night type of thing.
Wow. That's how you're
What?
feeling?
Yeah.
Listen, that's the only
Yeah,
thing
what?
it's good for. I'm sorry, you
Likes and a
guys.
half.
But I
But
do know a lot of couples that have since now gotten married and engaged
Off of
from the
Tinder?
app.
Yeah.
I am dating someone
What do you
that
ask,
did
dog?
meet off of an app.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't, like, I knew that person for some time before we just hit it off.
Okay.
And I find that if you're minding your own business, doing your own thing, investing in yourself, that's when people tend to come around. Like, but if you're actively on the hunt for a girlfriend by 9 o'clock tomorrow, like, it's not really gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? You just kind of gotta,
I like
You know what I'm
I like how you said that stuff.
so you gotta do different stuff. I would say, hit up going bowling with your friends every now and then. Travel, you know what I'm saying? Enjoy life. Whether you meet that person or not, I think you should.
I would just add to what you're saying. Like, I feel like there's a market for it. People like me who work night shift, we don't get the time to go out at night because we're working, right? Where most people go out and mingle, and in the daytime I'm sleeping. Or like air hostess and stuff like that. I've dated air hosts before, and they're on Tinder because they want somebody in their hometown, but they're all the way in Mexico or whatever for work, right? There's a market for it, I think, and it depends on how you use the tool, because these are just tools.
I think it comes down to your intentions of using it. Because, like I said, when I hear Tinder, it's not usually a positive, to me. It just.
Can you imagine, like, you meet someone out of Tinder, you get married and all, and it's like, what about when your kid has asked, where did you meet mom? Well, son.
I think doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
I mean, even now, when I ask my parents,
I guess it would be.
Oh yeah.
I guess it would be. I guess like for the next couple of years, it would be a norm.
It's normal
by now.
I don't think it matters.
And plus, you'll probably be talking about your first encounter anyways,
Exactly.
not talking
not
about
specifically.
It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing.
It's
not
a story.
Like,
at the end of the day.
Depends how your story was.
True. But if you're proud of it with your spouse, then you're not gonna really care about it, So my question is, if you don't spot, if you spot red flags in a man's confidence, are you gonna let him know, or are you just gonna kind of just be like, okay, let's just see how this plays out, type of thing?
deep theory.
You guys wanna?
No, we just live, man. We live, baby, yeah.
I don't know what all that is.
You don't know what so you don't
I would
answer that?
say, you wanna.
I just want to hear y'all.
All right, so I'll just say, because I've been married for 10 years, you know what I'm saying, and I know what it's like being in a relationship. And when you get with someone, like, we all think about the man of our dreams, the woman of our dreams, but the reality is you're gonna have some flaws, you know what I'm saying? And when you're getting into a relationship, I think it is very important to have kind of like a pros and cons list for what you're willing to tolerate and what you're not willing to tolerate. And if confidence is on the top list, then you're gonna see that person as maybe not as compatible for you. And I say this, that you should have a checklist for yourself, because sometimes you're so knee deep into the relationship, it's harder to pull away, as opposed to just see the warning signs in advance and turn around and walk away. It's like a job. You go to a job, they look at your resume, this is what you have to offer, and they're gonna see if you're capable of dealing with the stuff that they have for you. It's the same thing, like if a guy comes to you, show me your resume, you're working, you have a job, you're taking care of yourself, you have confidence, okay. But
all those requirements.
But if you see like he has a hot temper, or he's abusive, or swears too much, or smokes or something, then you keep that as a mental note before you just go ahead and give him the goods and be all invested in it.
But do you feel like it's easier to identify a man with lack of confidence compared to a woman, or do you think they hide it better?
I think through life experiences, you are able to pick up on it. I think through life experiences, this is through dating and finding the right one, going through online dating, and a combination of meeting people on the street and going bowling. Like, through your failures is where you're gonna find these things. You know, you don't want an abusive person because the last one knocked you the hell out. you know.
Mike Tyson.
So who hides it better?
I think the bad person.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think women hide it so much.
I think y'all hide it so much better.
I can spot a female with very little confidence like this. Maybe that's because I'm a female, but you could see it. She's trying too hard. She's doing this. She doesn't love herself. I
feel like it's like a woman's intuitions.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, I think you guys
it's different. It's different.
I literally will have to stare at the man and be like, okay, this does he have this car because he's trying to hide something?
Exactly. You got it's like a mystery.
Because they don't talk, man. They don't.
Exactly.
They don't.
Yeah.
And we're very social creatures. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Well,
we
that's what I'm
express
saying. The
ourselves
man
through our
hides it
body,
better.
through our words.
Nah, I just
You're
think-
not gonna tell me. You're not gonna tell me nor show me, or you're gonna try your very best to hide.
Yeah, we can
the
hide
fact
it.
that you have no confidence.
Yeah,
It's
true.
not gonna be easy for me to tell until I start to hear certain things, or our conversation goes a certain way,
You
and I'm
have
like,
to piece it together.
alright.
Yeah.
But I have to dig for that. I can't spot that from away.
I find if you're confident, you end up just speaking. If she asks you a question, you just tell her, just because you're on one level.
But
with
again,
her,
I still
right?
have to ask you the question.
Yeah.
Like I still have to do some type
Type of
work
research.
Yeah.
in order to get that out of you.
Yeah.
I can't just see you from afar and be like, oh, that man is up. I'm putting this way.
Well, I mean,
That's
nothing's
true.
gonna be handed to you on a silver platter.
But again,
I'm not gonna
see
come
that
up to
in
you and be
female.
like, I'm insecure. Like nobody's gonna do that.
No,
Nobody.
but what I'm saying is that I can see a female and be like, okay, she doesn't really have confidence in herself. But I can't do that with a male. I still need to approach or at least be in
Some
that
kind of
area
interaction,
in order
yeah.
to be like, all right,
To assess it?
there's a
I
red
think
flag
that's
here.
why women even struggle with knowing if a guy loves them or not. Everything is like a barrier. You
Also,
have
that's
to like
why you guys
have them at gunpoint. Like, do you love me or not?
Tell me now! Tell me now!
Okay.
What kind of men are you with? Like what the
I
heck?
mean,
Yo, I
probably
this
some
is-
I'm the first one
ones.
always to say I love you.
I've been with some damaged
She's saying over. She's saying over a long period of
Almost
time.
always.
You're speaking over a long period of time, right?
Well, yo,
It's like 70% me.
but do you think the man always has to say I love you
No,
first?
you don't.
No, you don't. I'm just
It
open.
shows. It shows.
Fuck all
It
that.
shows.
it,
It should. No, it should show. It should show.
It should.
It should show.
Actions
Yeah.
speak louder than
Real
words.
talk,
It's
real
true.
talk. You
Yeah,
gotta
actions
walk the
do.
walk. Straight.
Straight.
but people put on a show. You know what I'm saying?
Some
And
do
how do you
still.
know?
Some are good.
Some of them don't want to tell you. They want to have their cake and eat it too, and they're too scared to say it. I would prefer you say, listen, this is just more like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday type of thing as opposed to the rest of our life type of thing. You know what I'm saying? It's better you put it out there. But like again, some girls can't handle it, and which is why we're so insecure because a lot of them just looking for a free show. And
Yeah. Like I feel like one incident would be like me saying, "Oh, I'm going out with my girls," and be like, "Why? Where are you going? What are you wearing?" Like that.
Whoa.
I'd be like, "Okay,
Yeah.
That's
all
a,
right,
that's a red flag.
red flag."
Yeah.
But I still had to be in that situation
Yeah,
first
for
in
you
order
to
to
know.
understand that,
Yeah.
and that could have been long gone.
Yeah.
Like I could have been there for 2 weeks. That's 2 weeks wasted my time.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so long.
Holy
You
shit.
know what I mean? Like, we went on 1, 2, 3 dates. Okay,
Yeah.
it's 7 days later, and I'm saying, "Oh, we can't hang out because I need to hang out with my girls," and you're
Yeah.
blasting up my phone. I just wasted 14 days on that.
That's a whole paycheck.
That is a whole paycheck.
That's time. Like
That's time you can't get back.
time I cannot get back. Time I don't have.
Turning up your phone bills.
Alright, so I got another question for y'all. What do you guys feel about this whole nigga and nigger terminology? Like, do you like when people use it? Do you like how we negated the word? Like, just elaborate on how you guys feel about
It's
it.
funny,
And
it's-
then I'm gonna step into a different question afterwards.
It's it's funny because like it's funny because like that's such a controversial word, and like I won't lie, like I say nigga, you know what I mean? I try not to say it as much as I used to, but sometimes I still say it, and especially now that I'm trying to break into the comedy world, I'm sure I'm still gonna fucking say it. But like my thing is like even like there's been times I'll be on the bus and like I remember I saw a white girl like, yo, my nigga, and I just had to look at her. I'm like, yo, like, and she like when she saw me looking at her, she's like she kind of toned down a bit. It's like at the end of the day, like I'm not gonna say it, like obviously everyone says it, you know what I mean? It's become such a norm, but it's like a lot of people like I used to hate when like if a white guy said nigga, I'd be like, yo, chill, you know? Oh, how come I can't say it? And it's like because that's our fucking word. We turn something negative into a positive. And it's like, yeah, but that's what I mean, like my homie. But I'm like, yo, bro, but like, nah, like you can't just use it like when you feel it. Like yeah, you might say it around your niggas, but don't say it around this nigga. You know what I mean?
But okay, you see where you hit me right there when you just said it's a norm? Like,
Why
it
is a
it?
norm?
becoming
Because
yeah.
a lot of people say it.
But why do you feel that is? What,
It's
do you think it's
because-
just only media based?
I think
Media,
has literally
music,
diluted
everything.
that word.
Music.
Yeah, always
Since the
music.
history of music, in hip hop more specifically, that's where the words have been projected more, and we use it
Like-
in our.
Like, let's be real. Like, I always, like, especially when I used to work at Real Sports, because we had a PA system, so we put our phone on, and you can hear the music throughout the whole kitchen. And, like, some of the white, like, supervisors would be like, oh, there's too many N-bombs. And I had to be like, yo, let me ask you something. You listen to Jeezy, you listen to Ludacris, you listen to all those guys. I'm like, tell me right now that when you're reciting the lyrics, you don't say nigga. Oh, no. You're a fucking liar. Straight up. You can't, no one can tell me they don't recite the fucking, even if you go to a damn concert. Like, I seen, like, a white boy on my Snap. I seen a white boy on my Snap. He went to Lil TJ's concert. Fucking reciting everything. I didn't get at him.
Can I ask you a question? If that was you at that concert, seeing a white person saying that, what's your initial reaction going to be? Are you gonna tell them not to say that word?
I can't.
But
Because
why?
it's a concert and it's like, yo, it's gonna happen.
But why though?
It's just at the end of the day, like first of all, we're in a concert. It's loud. I'm not gonna be like.
It's not about it being loud.
Yeah, I know,
You
but
can
I'm
still
not
approach
gonna.
him.
I know. I could approach him, but it's like even if I guarantee you, even if I do press him about it, it's like it could go either way. Yeah, maybe he'll
But
stop
you don't-
changing.
Yeah, but
at the end of the
exactly.
day.
You don't have to press him with like aggression. You
No,
can
obviously
still-
not.
you can
Obviously not.
Educate him.
I feel
Yeah.
like part of it
At a
is
concert,
like,
though?
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're gonna have time
Yeah.
to actually talk him and educate him.
I
about
think
Some people
regardless though, but I think regardless, like I personally would, if someone was to say it, I literally have to stop myself and be like, all right, this is not my fight.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you hear everyone say, my rights, freedom of speech. Like, who am I to tell you? If I'm telling you, give me my rights, I can't take your rights away. Whatever you feel like your rights are, that's a different conversation. But I can't tell you what and what not to say. I can only try my best to educate you on why that's wrong.
Just leave the impression.
That's it. But if you go ahead and say it, I can't do anything about it. Like, it is what it is at that point. Especially if you don't understand the background of it.
Exactly, man. I know you want to elaborate, D.Mac, so go before I go in.
I just wanted to ask, yo, do you think that it should be used, period? Or do you think it's better that we just go back to like the 70s and call each other brother and sister?
I think they should just take all types of swear words out. Just take it all out.
Why?
Clean it all up.
Why?
Because it's just, I think when you think of the word, you think of you're disrespecting a certain race. You're disrespecting.
There's a negative connotation
Everything.
regardless.
Negativity just comes.
Yes.
Just
Yes.
get rid of
It's
it all.
inevitable.
Get rid of it all. I've heard people now that instead of referring to their brother as that, they'll say my king.
Yes, yeah. My king, my queen.
Why? Why are we not using that more often?
That's true.
Why is that not in a song? So someone, like, you know, that's how it all started.
It's like
Sure.
1% of the songs now. I mean, it's growing.
Very
but it's
small.
not. Yeah,
It's not as catchy
so-
as saying.
It's not as
Not a
catchy.
seller, bro.
You know, so it's like I'd rather call someone, oh, like I can't even call a female the B word, and when I hear a male say it,
Thank you for.
Yeah.
That's good.
that's even
Let's-
worse.
let's
I'm like,
dive in.
I can't even say it.
All right. Okay. So,
Dive
why is it that for some of you females, you guys get reactionary when we say it the way that you guys approach each other?
But I don't.
No, but
No, I'm saying like
Wait, okay.
for some,
Sure.
like there are some girls who can call me, oh, hey bitch, like
Yeah.
what's poppin', bitch, you know.
Have
Let's
friends
just-
like
yeah,
that.
so-
Not either.
Have you friends
But
like that?
okay.
I'm just saying, but like just saying, we approach you guys the same way. Like if I'm your girl, like I'm your man and you're my girl, and I approach you the same way. Why do you guys get more reactionary? Because is it because I'm a man?
right?
So that's what you're thinking, right? Now, let's just switch it to
The DTE.
I was gay,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Why is it that the gay guy gets a pass of saying the B word than an actual man? But they're both men.
Okay, so
They're
I think
both men.
so for a straight man,
Oh yes,
I feel like a straight man saying the word
yes.
has well, I think in my experience, it has always come as a negative. Like he's name calling. It's not like
You're
hey,
calling me
bitch,
out of my
like,
name.
With gay guys, they
they're female to you. That's
right.
why.
So like they are approaching their female friends saying, "Hey, bitch, like how's it going?" Like that,
But
right?
isn't that?
But it's not negative. Usually with guys, it's like, "Yo, this girl's a bitch." Like, you know.
It depends the context you use.
Exactly.
But I just said, if I use it the same way that you're using it, how you approach your friend.
But I've never heard it like that.
Yeah, because you sound gay yourself if you go up to a woman and say, "Hey, bitch."
No, but like, if you're talking to like, hey, bitch, that's what's poppin', like, you know, you're just, like, that's just like,
What's poppin', bitch?
I'm just saying, like, you can talk to a girl like that, you know, I'm just saying, like, some people, you guys like to, like, justify it in a way that doesn't seem, it seems unreasonable.
Because
can you name a time you called your significant other the B word in a positive light?
Right.
This is like probably like the summertime, you know? And I was like, hey, baby bitch, like, you know what I'm saying?
Baby bitch.
No, he didn't.
I didn't, no, seriously, I didn't.
Holy shit.
And she got mad though.
Of course.
She got super mad. But she has a gay friend, and I heard him like call her something in a different tone. His tone was a lot stronger.
And did he say the full word?
He did. He said,
bitch?
he's like, bitch, but like he didn't say it in a way like, you know what I'm saying? But she never said anything.
Yeah.
So that's why I was just like, I'm confused. I don't understand.
So what if you're using it in the bedroom now?
Yo, throw it all away. Throw it all out.
Well, it depends on the woman.
Why would you call her a bitch?
If she is
Why would you call her a girl a
disrespectful,
bitch?
Call me a queen.
I know.
Call me a queen.
Yo,
It depends. A woman.
you brought that up for a reason. Why did you bring that up?
I'm saying for some people it hits the spot.
Yeah. It's some women, some men
You know.
enjoy profanity.
Yo, it's true. And some words hit strong.
Okay, so just what you said right there, like I personally throw it all away. Profanity, all of that. I literally have to like comprehend what you're saying because like how often do you hear me swear?
True. Very true.
I heard you
It's
swear
not
today and
something-
today only.
It's not something that I do. Like I have to be pissed.
Yeah.
Like pissed out of my mind. To one, and that's even I'm even forcing it at a point. Like when my parents, the weird occasion that I hear my mom or my father swear,
Yeah.
I laugh because it just sounds so odd.
Yeah.
So throw it all away. Don't call me none of that. I'm not gonna call you none of that.
And you're not brought up in a house that does that.
It's
But
not normal
you-
to be
I grew up with
taken
parents
up.
that are, you know, the
Yeah.
most you'll hear is like shit.
Yeah.
So as a teenager, that's the most you hear.
Yeah.
So I guess there's a sense of desensitization.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Starts at a young age. So
It definitely just like, our parents tell us, you know, basically before we. You know what's funny? They say don't say that word, but when they say it,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
2 seconds
Like,
later,
yo, what's he
you're
both Skunt.
the swear jar for money.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like, damn, how do you not expect me to say this when I grow up? I'm being anxious. Like, you can't wait to get to a certain age just to say that word.
Yeah, trust me.
Trust me.
And you feel like a bad man when you finally able to when you finally able to talk to your pops like, yo, this is crazy.
Trust.
Really? Never? Either none of your parents. Damn.
It's
Which is
not
good.
gonna happen.
I'm not gonna mention for that.
It's not gonna happen.
That's sweet.
It's just not.
It's just not in anything.
If I'm mad, I'll tell you I'm mad.
Oh, for sure.
I'm not gonna use a word to tell you I'm mad.
I feel like saying I'm mad doesn't give the same feeling
You
of
will hear
when
it
you
in my
say
voice.
something. Like I'm mad. I don't know. There's not enough syllables in that one. You know what I'm saying? Like I need something to roll off the tongue. Suck your mother's.
Right now.
Next question. What's on the top of your mind right now?
What's on top of my mind? I'm just taking in all the answers that you guys have been giving me, especially you. You know, my question with y'all, it's not like a big topic, but like, do you guys feel like there's a certain time limit for you guys when it comes to wanting marriage and expecting marriage? Like
You're speaking to the golden woman right there.
Who are you talking to?
to all y'all. This
Listen.
can go for the men too, like, you know what I mean?
Holy
Like,
shit.
yeah, like, you guys think, like, do you think like there should be a time limit, like when you're dating someone?
Is there a time limit for happiness? No. So happiness is if marriage brings you happiness and you want it and you only have 3 days to live and you're 110, like go for it, whatever. I think you should do whatever you want to do as long as you're happy. And if it means having kids at a later age and getting married at a very later age or remarrying, you know what I'm saying? I didn't write that off my list. It's something that I would like to happen.
But you have experience.
I do have experience.
I remember when I was in high school and I was like, yo, I had a whole list. I'm gonna get my car at this age. I'm gonna get my house at this age. I'm gonna get my kids at this age. I'm gonna have 1, 2, 3. How many kids? I'm gonna have this. I'm gonna have that. You had a whole list. And you had every age indicated. I'm gonna get married at 25. Can I see a ring on my
Yeah. Doesn't always happen.
It doesn't happen like that. And then on top of that, every year you get older, you got the parents. Not even just me, like I'm comfortable. I know what I've accomplished. Mind you, doesn't mean it doesn't get to you because you got traditional parents that have a whole different mindset.
That is true.
Oh, you know, when I was your age, I had you. You start counting, you're like,
Times are different too, though.
yes, and times are different and science is different, but at the end of the day, you still have that. You know what? I used to dream about these things when I was younger, and my parents were reminding me about that. And TV's reminding me about that. How many times you see?
Young
You
and the
see,
Restless.
you know what I mean? You don't see. There's not one TV show that says she's 40 and she's living her life and she's. I mean, that's an extreme, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she's about to have her own kid. Like, there's nothing like that. In movies, music, nothing.
That's why it's good to know from young, like there's no certain way for happiness. There's no certain picture for that. Everybody's happiness is a different way.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you had a man right now, right, and he gave you a time and like, yo, I see myself and you getting married in like 2 years, is that a red flag for you? Or is that something that you can kind of compromise?
A red flag? Why would it be a red flag?
Because, I mean,
like if you're not ready, like if that's not in your plan.
Let's just say you had a different plan for yourself.
My thought would be we would have had that conversation. My thought would have been like, as we grew together and continued, like that must have happened. Like we must have talked about that multiple times. You can't come out of the blue and say, "Oh, we're getting married in 2 years." So if we didn't have that conversation, that's a red flag. Because then, what are we planning? What's our future? What are we? I need some type of goal, so that won't catch me off guard. I'd be like, all right, dope.
True.
You know what I mean?
So you'd be more excited if you guys talked about that.
Like if we're having that conversation, I'm not gonna force you to do what you don't want to do, because then that's another red flag. I shouldn't be in that relationship. But if you're telling me, one, that you want to get married in 2 years, one, that's a commitment. That's not something that's easy to find. So I'm not gonna. That's not a red flag to me. We're gonna have that conversation. If I tell you I'm not ready and then you get offended, that's a different story. Because you're not respecting.
Yeah, exactly. When you're trying to,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where you are in life.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
But I'm not getting in a relationship if I'm not ready to commit or get married.
Yeah, exactly, and that's it too.
You know what I mean?
Especially if things are getting more serious, you kind of
You see it coming.
like know or expect or have this kind of like, okay, like we've been together for this long, I can see myself being with this person. So if it happens, then you're like, okay. But again, that is a conversation that would have come up at some point because it's like, exactly.
I mean, you gotta tell them what your life plans are. Like I said, when you're getting into a relationship, it's like bringing your resume. Be like, you know, you tell them like, I'm in this relationship for the intent for marriage, no pressure, but I don't get with people just for it to last a week or so. You know, so know what you're doing. And marriage, yes, but also your financial situation, you gotta address that. And do you want kids or not? That's a big deal. People think it's not a big deal, but if you don't solidify your foundation in your relationship, then children will just come and crack up everything in between. You know what I'm saying? So I think there's a lot to talk about along with marriage. Marriage just means, yes, it's putting all of this together, but the financial situation, kids, the stability of your relationship, whatever it is, you gotta come bring that together with the marriage.
You sharing your paychecks?
I just want to ask that. I was like about to say like, yo,
we in 2020 basically at this point. You sharing your paycheck? Especially, okay, let me re-ask that. You sharing your paychecks with someone that you don't know if you're gonna be with for the rest of your life?
No.
But if you know that you two are meant for each other, there's certain questions that you have to ask each other. But once you know, and once you do your research about love, because I noticed that a lot of people don't do their research about love, so they just are in the air in limbo. They don't know what they're doing.
The 5 love languages. Like, not a lot of people know their love language, right? So.
Well, you have to look for you.
Is it 5? Yeah, it's 5, right?
Yeah.
There's more to love than just love languages.
Yes. But okay,
Right?
so like situation here. You are dating someone for 3 months. You're not sharing anything.
Yeah.
You're dating someone for 6, maybe 12 months. You guys move in together. You actually have to share some type of information.
It's fine.
Now. So are you opening an account together and keeping that part
Hell
private?
You have to talk to that
Or
person.
I can
You have to talk to that
That's a
person.
conversation.
I can
Yeah,
answer still.
for sure.
I mean, my ex wanted to do that, right? So she's like, I think we should get a separate account for ourselves, and we should have a joint account because marriage was brought up.
Yeah.
Right.
So I was, I'm like, okay, I can compromise with that. There's nothing wrong with that if you're trying to build that. We already talked about the foundation, so we're acting towards it. So there's nothing wrong with it. But if there's like a misconception somewhere, then it could get all tangled. So,
But you think that has to do with who makes more? Or is it just a simple thing of like privacy?
It's never that. Well,
think-
I shouldn't say that for most men, but
what privacy?
No.
well, I was just speaking from my
Oh
perspective.
man, I have something to say because I have a girlfriend. Shout out to Sarah.
Oh, yeah,
Girl, let me tell you. So this poor girl, like she, listen, I love for Sarah.
Yes.
Because this girl, she went to school to become a nurse, and she's been looking to get married for a long time, and she eventually wanted to go and get her master's and now working towards her doctorate. And every man that she came across was too, subconscious about the fact that she makes way more money, and walked out of the whole thing about a relationship just because of the whole money situation, how it would look on their family. And I understand this is from a cultural thing.
If the
It's
first
a
thing you bring
cultural
up
thing.
is the car that I own, you got a problem.
True.
You got a problem.
I don't think it should. I don't think it should matter. Like, you should be proud of their girl's success.
Straight up, man.
Like,
Why does it matter?
Yeah, you should just embrace it.
A relationship's still
you're
hard.
still
Yo, my
two
mind
separate
big
people
yo.
who have
He
their
gets
own
excited.
lives.
Like my girl's gonna be making more money than me.
Like, I don't know
got
what you
boss.
were taught, but I don't
want to
think you need to be like, I'm the breadwinner, I need to do that.
But
Yeah, I don't
How about
believe
you
in that
cook a
shit
meal
no
for
more,
me
yo.
too?
Yeah,
Right?
but the thing is, I feel like it's a stigma,
Yeah.
right, that we
Yeah,
put on
it's
each other. So I feel like
You cooking the meal?
I'm cooking.
And-
You cleaning?
I'm cleaning.
You know what,
Why
yo?
not?
Like, I must say
We
this,
can
like,
mix it
men are
up.
not
We can
supposed
mix
to
it
be
up.
uptight.
I must say this, like, some females are still stuck in that, like, old the man has to provide, and it's not all, some.
Some do.
You know what I mean? Like, me personally, like, if I'm with someone, I believe in, like, the whole 50-50, sometimes you got it, sometimes I got it.
Yeah.
Because it's like, at the end of the day, like, of course, us as men, like, especially me, like, I work 2 fucking jobs, 5 days a week, I'm working all the time. And I look at it as like, yo, like, yeah, I may not make a whole lot of money, but I work my ass off. And like, obviously, sometimes, like, I won't lie, like, when I was with my ex, sometimes I'd get mad because, oh, I need money for this, and I'm like, oh my god, like, fuck, like, and I get mad, but like, and sometimes she'd be like, oh, but like, she tried to bring up, like, oh, like, like, that's what men do, I'm like, okay, but I'm like, yo, like, listen, like, our economy's trash. You know what I mean? And it's like, yo, like, our economy's trash, like, and like, especially in this damn city, if you're not making 70K at least,
You can't
you're
have
under
one
the
bedroom.
poverty line, you know what I mean? Like, and like, even now, it's like, I'm single, but I'm still poor.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I'm still trying to work my ass off and like provide and do what I can. But it's like, at the end of the day, like, I think they need to wake up, like, step out of that whole like, oh, the man's the provider. Yes, you can provide. A man is a provider, but you can also provide in different ways.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I'll cook, whatever. I'll clean, whatever. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. It's
Yeah.
like, obviously, like, like the whole like joining the, like, my mom always told me, she's like never get an account with him, never join your
My
account.
mom says that.
And it's like I've always like stuck by that. It's like, yeah, sure, we could, like, yeah, we have both incomes coming in, but like, to join the account is the next thing. You know what I mean? Even if
Before
I, like,
marriage.
even then, even after, even if I'm married, I still wouldn't do it.
Listen, I'm keeping my account now. We're opening a whole new account for everything that's financial. That I will put money in.
Yeah, the joint account, right?
I'm
I
not
agree.
playing.
But some don't. Have
Which
that
is
kind
true,
of-
but like, I still in the future
So
will
you're
have to
saying
take care of
three
my
accounts?
parents.
You're saying three accounts?
Three
One for
accounts.
you, one for the
Three
other
accounts.
person.
You
and
I'm
one
not
for
watching
Yeah.
what you got going on. I'm
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
watching you.
Yeah.
You're not watching me. We
But
have
we
a
have-
sole account that we deal with our mortgage,
Yes.
we deal with our kids,
Yes.
all of our
Whatever
finances.
expenses,
Let's
yeah.
do that.
Okay.
Not a lot of men or female think
I
like
agree.
that, bro.
Yo, can I just bring up that not a lot of us are financially literate? Like,
Yeah.
Oh my
I
gosh.
come from a
Big facts.
family that has zero knowledge of financial anything.
Yeah.
Like,
Big
just
facts.
get it and spend it.
Yeah.
Big facts.
No
You're
investment.
gonna make
This
it
is-
back, so
yeah.
just
Oh
spend it.
man.
That is one thing that I wish they had a class for in
Yes,
university.
yeah.
They
in
need
school.
that.
That
Oh,
was
primary
They're
school.
starting
Let's
now.
start at primary school.
They're
I
starting
agree.
now.
Especially
better.
in our
Even
community,
better.
we fall behind on that so hard,
The
and it's
importance of
unfortunate.
credit score.
Credit score
Oh
is big.
man.
Yes.
And the people
It's
that
big.
only know about this are the people that are well off, and they're the ones that only teach their own.
Exactly.
Exactly.
But
If
they're
your
smart.
parents don't have great credit score, what are they gonna teach us about credit score?
Ugh.
It's that.
No, sure.
And I think that that's something that needs to be talked about with your significant other.
Yeah.
So like in my situation right now, like my boyfriend and I are looking to move in together, and that is a conversation. I was like, listen, I wasn't really taught about money, so my relationship with money isn't good, and I think that that's something you should know.
Big.
It wasn't easy to go to him about
Yeah.
because it's like, okay, like I don't want to be the reason why certain things
Yeah.
don't work or the reason why we can't do certain things. But we've come up with a plan together, and with that, I've been able to improve my credit score, which is actually really good right now.
That's what's up.
And we've been able to work towards our goal as a couple,
Yeah.
right? So I think it's
That's
something you
big.
need to be open with your
Yeah.
partner about. Otherwise, one person might be doing fine and the other person's struggling, but you guys don't know
Yeah,
like each other's
exactly.
situations.
Finance,
Yeah.
big hits.
Yeah.
The biggest
Biggest,
thing that breaks
yeah.
down couples.
Yeah.
Finance.
It is. It
If
is.
you don't have that conversation and it's just that thing
Yeah, cause
that looms
That's-
over you.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cause it's like, oh, you want to go on vacation? He's like, yeah. If I handle my money correctly,
Yeah.
I should be able to go on vacation.
Right.
It shouldn't matter to you.
Yeah.
But some girls feel like, oh, if he's taking a vacation, he doesn't have his priorities straight.
Yeah.
Right.
Or especially if and this goes for both male and female, if you have that, I guess, perception that, oh, he should be paying for everything,
Yeah.
or I should be doing this. Like, it shouldn't be that.
Yeah, it should
You
be-
either have that conversation, it's like, listen, we're paying 50-50 on this, 50-50 on this. If I want to splurge, I can splurge. If I want to treat you,
Yeah.
I can treat you without feeling like that's
Yeah,
coming out of
It
sometimes.
my
shouldn't feel like a
pocket.
job. It shouldn't feel like a job.
You know what I mean?
Everything should be joyous. Like, if you don't have a joy that you get when you're messaging or talking,
Passion.
or you know what I mean, like you shouldn't be doing it. You should be with that
I
person.
agree.
And that's the thing. It's like, you know, like, don't get me wrong. Like, of course, like I said, like, if I'm broke, but like my girl's like, oh, let's go out to eat, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm broke. And she's like, oh, I got it. Then you know that's cool. Or like, I understand. Like sometimes, like I won't even lie. There's been many times, when I'm like, fuck, like I don't have money, I don't have money, I don't have. You know, and I can understand it might get frustrating at times for the woman because like, oh, I'm paying for this, I'm paying for that, but it's like I always try to say like, you know, and I always try to remind myself that too, like, you know what, right now, like I'm down, but when I'm up and you're down,
Yeah.
vice versa.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, and that's the thing. It's like money is a serious thing in a relationship, and it's like it's also like
It's a
like
breaker.
what makes breaker. It makes a lot of relationships fail, especially marriages.
Yeah.
And it's like, and that's the thing. It's like even like my last relationship, like although marriage, of course marriage was on my mind, but not like right then. But it's like I just told her straight up, I'm like, yo, like I do not want to marry you broke, so that you can complain about it after. Fuck that. I'm not doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, and I'm not gonna go to City Hall just to get a fucking marriage thing. I know it's cheaper, but it's like it's not like I need
Yeah.
like permanent residency or something.
Mhm.
So, no, real shit. And it's just like, yo, like I'm like, and like me, like if I want to get married, like I want the whole fucking ceremony, shebang, and all that shit. I want
Yeah.
all that.
Not
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Looking
not
forward
every,
to those days, guys.
not everybody,
I don't.
not
Looking forward
everybody,
to it.
not everybody wants that. But that's just me personally.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah.
like, and I just would say straight up, I'm like, yo, like, why? I'd rather try and give you the best fucking wedding from the jump than to give you some half-ass wedding. That's just me personally.
There's a lot to say about that. I mean, first of all, support in a relationship is very good in all aspects of the relationship. Even when we're talking about the breadwinner or not the breadwinner, I think if two people are coming to each other and dapping each other, like you put a little bit aside, you're saving. How's it going? You're doing good. All right, we're on our goal. You put aside for your saving. You both have a goal. Then at least you're supporting each other in that. True. For the wedding aspect, yes, a magical, dreamy wedding is great, but these are the things that are making people go broke by doing things on an extravagant scale. Like
it's like your mortgage.
Yes, it's a lot. It's a lot of money. If you were to have, you be very creative with how you want your special day to be. Like do all the things that make you happy, but be creative in a way where you can kind of save some money, because I feel like you are investing a lot in that one special day, but you have the rest of your lives together. And if you put 20,000, 30,000 to a wedding, you know what I'm saying? I would happily spend like only 5,000 and then use the next 10,000 for vacations for the next 3 years. You know what I'm saying? And then have a little bit on the side for your house, boom, and the ring, and call it a day. But think about the things that make you happy. Don't just be doing it because it's Instagram worthy.
I think part of that is mentality too. Like you always dream about this fairy tale. Like even like with dating too, you're always like, I'm gonna go to the fancy restaurant. Why can't we just eat in and like order good food?
That's true.
Cook together as a date.
If you say you don't have the money, you'd be like, don't worry, come over. We're gonna cook up something nice.
You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying?
at least I'm respecting your pockets. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I'm respecting your pockets, and I acknowledge that you're working hard for your money. But obviously, I want to build that chemistry with you, and I want to spend time with you. But we don't have to do it spending $100 of the cake.
Don't follow media, man. People are media's trying to portray this magical life, like you can have it all for nothing. Like it costs money for these things, unfortunately. You gotta bring yourself back to basics with what makes you happy. You can't be just driving a Porsche. Like
and that's another thing, like media, like people, like especially like with our generation, people watch too much people now.
YouTube's even making it
worse.
Our
parents watch people too.
No, I know, but it's just like
I know, so true.
And black.
No, it's true, but it's like it's just like I won't even lie, like I used to see my ex like, yo, you see, like I want that. I'm like, nigga, like.
But I think,
like, come on, man, I'm like, yo, don't, like, I'm like, I used to say, yo, stop, watch people, like, watch yourself, watch what you're doing. At the end of the day, you do what you gotta do. I'm like, yo, at the end of the day, we're the outside looking in, like, I want to love like that. Okay, that's just for the camera. How the fuck do we know what's really going on?
Yeah.
But no one really thinks about that.
And it's like nobody's fucking perfect. Nobody is fucking perfect.
The human aspect.
Social media.
The human aspect is just completely gone now.
Yeah.
We watch television, we watch YouTube, we watch all these not podcasts, but like
shout
other
out to
like
DTE. Sorry.
Which all portray the same image, by the way.
They portray like a very, very similar image of like this perfect, I'm the Kardashian, I got like this and this, but then they had to go through surgery.
Kardashians are
But it's not even just that now, though. It's not even just like the celebrities. It's YouTubers that are even the
The human aspect is gone from the relationship at hand. People are not focused on the relationship. They're focused on the presentation.
Images. It's crazy.
Why is that?
The identity. The big identity.
We're relying on media to
You're on that fake it till you make it train. Yo.
Literally. That only works with
and that's some bullshit.
You need to know when to tap out of that.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that also seeps into our willingness to trust our partner with money. It's a deep topic, but it's true. If we really, really trusted that person, took away all of the things that we saw, the images that we saw from YouTube, from anywhere else on social media, we would be more willing to. I don't see my grandparents or great-grandparents fussing about money.
True.
But we do.
Yeah. But we're more aware though than our older generation.
I don't think so. In some aspects, I think
so.
we're blind to some things because they had the organics at hand.
I also think in the reverse though, I think a lot of families that have had generations of financial struggle will
Continue
continue to fight
until
over
some-
financial
Yes.
struggle.
Until someone
Till
fixes
this
it.
day, I've seen.
And that's sad.
That's the thing. I've seen families where their grandparents had a hard time. They were raising 7, 8, 9 kids. Parents were doing the same thing, raising 3, 5 kids.
Because
We're getting
it's
to
hard.
2, 1, and we're still dealing with financial struggle. So
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. It's just no one was taught how to deal with their finances.
I'm not
properly.
talking about the struggle. I'm talking about trust.
That's part of the struggle.
Yeah.
Because someone else would go out and spend the money that you had for that 1 month. You're now struggling, and you can't trust that person with the same money because they
No.
spent it.
How many people over the age of 60 and 70 have you spoke about this?
Oh my goodness! Listen, Niger,
Yeah.
now rewind.
We can have a conversation.
Now rewind. Struggle,
We can have a
financial.
conversation.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a cultural thing because my experience seems
I
to be
think so.
different than
It
yours.
is.
I think so.
Probably.
I think it is.
It probably is.
100%.
Maybe.
Jesus.
Oh man, I appreciate you guys for coming out, man. This was
Oh,
this was heavy. I like this. This was
Yeah.
heavy hitting. Y'all ladies are running for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Little sizzle. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
For the fizzle. You know what I'm saying?
I apologize for all the starts and stops, you know. We'll edit that out, you know.
Yeah, man. Yo, so this is JB2. You know what I'm saying? Just follow us at DTE 2020. You know what I'm saying? I got D.Mac to the right of me. You want to say something today?
Yeah, I do. I want to say thank you to Cosby for bringing such a nice, well-mannered lady.
A young queen in the
Thank
making
you, yes.
still, you know? Janea.
yes.
Janea.
You want to say that?
Queen.
She's just like, no. It's not right. But I appreciate DD. I appreciate Mandy. I appreciate Nat coming out. You know what I'm saying? Cosby
Thank you.
doing his thing. You know? And we out. Straight up.
Peace.